Hello and welcome to the overview for session 3. This session is a general overview of the development of sport in Western society, and this topic is designed to help you understand the influence of history in terms of current beliefs and patterns that occur within sport. So while we like to believe that sport is available to every person, no matter their gender, their socio-economic status, their race or religion, unfortunately that is not always the case. For example, you'll see from the beginning of the Olympic Games in ancient Greece that sport was primarily only available to young, wealthy men. And this is a theme that has continued throughout the history into much more recent times. The modern Olympics, which were created by Mr. Pierre de Coubertin, had the restriction that all athletes needed to be amateurs. So in other words, you needed the time and the money to be able to compete. Of course, this greatly restricted the amount of people who could then participate. In medieval Europe, many of the sports that were undertaken were violent, and to try and combat this, they started to introduce pageantry into their sporting events. So they'll have these great ceremonies before and after their sporting events. And of course, this is something that we still see today with nearly all our major sporting events either having an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony, or a pre-game show or a halftime show. We'll see how race has changed in terms of sport. For example, in the United States, professional sport was basically a white-only environment up until 1947, when the Brooklyn Dodgers started an African-American named Jackie Robinson at first base. And this was the beginning of a dramatic change. We now see in modern society that a good percentage of professional athletes are from different racial backgrounds. In Australia, the introduction of the anti-vilification laws into AFL and then also into the NRL has led to a large increase in the number of Indigenous Australians being involved in sport at a professional level. So it's interesting to see where we've come from and where we're heading. Now, the second part of the session is again focused on the Adair reading. You need to read section 2 of the article entitled The Norms of Participation. And this aligns well with this week's lecture as it looks at what was considered to be normal in Australian sport. Again, you'll see that socio-economic status was used as a means to vet membership to private clubs to keep out undesirable people. You'll see that those with a higher socio-economic status sent their children to private schools, and at these private schools there was much more availability of sporting facilities. But then even in these environments you'll see that there is a disparity of the types of sport and the amount of sport played by boys compared to girls. So as I say, please complete this reading, and then there's the attached questions to be done. And then finally, you need to write a practice précis, okay, and then upload it. This is going to give your tutor a chance to look at your writing skills and provide you with feedback that might be very helpful when it comes to completing and uploading your first task. Thank you.